Today's lesson is The Tiny Teacher, which is a very interesting account about an ant's life. Okay, this is the first chapter of your supplementary textbook. So take out your supplementary textbook and take out the first chapter, The Tiny Teacher. Okay, let's start. Name the smallest insect you have seen and the wisest. Is it the fly? No, it isn't. Is it the mosquito? No, not the mosquito. Then it must be the worm. No, none of these. It is the ant. The commonest, the smallest, but the wisest insect. Okay, so who has unmuted the call? Abir, Ayush. So, what is the commonest and the most intelligent creature? Okay, that is the ant. An ant is the wisest and the commonest creature. That means every time you go in the summer season especially, they are a nuisance. Wherever you keep food, they will find a way to get into it. No matter if you keep it in a very tightly closed lid, they will find some spot or other and they will go inside. Okay, so the ants make us, feel extremely, you have to be extremely proper in keeping your things. If you don't keep it in a proper fashion, sealed fashion, then they are going to be attacked by the ants. But we don't have an idea about how intelligent this creature is, right? The story of an ant's life sounds almost untrue. Okay, that is, it is so wonderful, it is so fascinating that you might think that it is not true at all. Okay, it seems almost as if it is untrue. But that is not the case. Okay, but people have kept ants as pets and have watched their daily behavior closely. So we know a number of facts about this tiny, hard-working and intelligent creature. So the story of an ant's life might seem fascinating to us, but many people have kept ants as pet. Can you imagine that? Keeping ants as pet is something beyond our imagination. However, some people have actually done that and they have observed the lifestyle of an ant and they have understood that the ant is actually a very intelligent creature. An ant uses its feelers or antenna to talk to other ants by passing messages through them. Watch a row of ants moving up or down the wall. Each ant greets all the others coming from the opposite direction by touching their feelers. So this is something which you might have seen. If you see ants, you will see that whenever a colony of ant is moving, okay, they move in a line, in a straight line they move. And even if they are not maintaining a straight line, even if they are going in a curved fashion, all the ants will follow the leader. Then if you see that an ant is coming from an opposite direction, you will see that it will greet each of the ant. Greeting is actually a way of communication. They can't talk, but they communicate using their feelers. They have antenna on top of their head. 2 antennas they have. Okay, so they use it to communicate something, communicate a message, or just to greet their fellow ants. Now this is very nice. Okay, you will observe it. If you see it properly, you will observe it. There are many kinds of ants. The commonest among them are the black or red ones. We have seen them since we were children, but haven't paid enough attention to them. Where do they live? Okay, so there are many kinds of ants, and the most common types of ants are red ant and the black ant that we have seen. We have seen them a lot. We see them every day, mostly in the summer season, but we haven't paid enough attention to them. Where do they live? I think many of us have mistakenly stepped on the ant hills whenever we are playing in the field. Have you done that? Or sometimes they make their houses in our home also. Okay, they find out a little bit of space, they dig out the sand and the cement, and they make a place for themselves, right? But it's more common to find the anthills in the grass, okay, in the fields of grass you will find it. Along with the tree or beside the tree, you will find that a small mound is there. Mistakenly, suppose you are playing in the field, you must have stepped on an anthill many times and a number of ants come out of it, and you will just run away from that place. Okay, so anthill is actually a very intelligently constructed home of ant. It is constructed in a very systematic manner. We will find out how. So where do they live? In their comfortable homes called nests or anthills. So the ants, yes, not just itchy, if they bite you, you will feel it. Okay, most of the red ants or the big black ants, if you step on them or just for no reason at all, if they get somewhere in your dress, they will bite you, and it's not at all pleasant. So we avoid stepping on anthills, right? But where do they live? They live in anthill. Anthills are constructed in a very systematic fashion. See, underline this portion. From this portion you will underline, in their comfortable homes called nests or anthills. So if the question is where do the ants live, the answer is they live in nests or anthills. Okay. Then after that, underline this one. Each has hundreds of little rooms and passages. Each has hundreds of rooms and passages. In some of these rooms, the queen ant lay eggs. Others are nurseries for the young ones called grubs. So the young ones of ants are called grubs. And these rooms that you have, the different rooms which are there in the anthill have different purposes. Some of the rooms are there for the queen ant. One room is there for the queen ant who lays eggs in these rooms. Some other rooms are there for nurseries, for the small ones of the ants, the grubs. Workers have their reserved quarters. Okay, so the worker ants, they have a reserved quarter. They live in different place, in a reserved place. They spend the most of their time searching for food. Some rooms serve as storehouses for this food. Okay, so most of the time the worker ants spend in searching for food. So which ants have a duty of searching for food? The answer will be the worker ants. The soldier ants, from the name itself you can understand their work is to guard the territory. They guard their anthill. Okay, they act as guards. Then some rooms serve as storehouses for this food. Means whatever food is searched or collected by the worker ants are kept in some of the rooms in the anthills. Okay. Soldiers have separate barracks. Barracks means living quarters of soldiers. So the soldier ants, they have different barracks. No worker has ever tried to live in a soldier's house. No soldier has ever gone out searching for food. No worker or soldier has ever harmed a grub. So what is a grub? I just told you a little bit earlier. What is a grub? Do you remember? Small baby ants. Yes, right. So young ones of ants are called grubs, right? So small baby ants are called grubs. So you see, underline this, an ant's life is very peaceful. Each does its share of work intelligently and bravely and never fights with other members of the group. Okay, so this entire last paragraph tells you that different types of ants have different functions. In their own world, in their own small society, in their own small anthill, they have different functions to play. They have different roles to play. The worker ants work as collector of food. The soldier ants, they guard the domain. The grubs are the young ants. There are also cleaner ants who cleans the anthill. Okay, and it is also mentioned that no worker ant has ever tried to live in a soldier's house. Worker ants live in their own place, soldier ants live in their separate barracks, and no worker, no soldier ant has ever gone out to search for food. Okay, so every ant has their own role to play. How amazing is that? Can we imagine that a creature as small, as tiny as an ant can teach us so many beautiful lessons of leading our life in a planned and sympathetic, peaceful manner? Okay, so mutually dependent on each other but respectful of each other. So this teaches us a lot of different things. It is also mentioned that no ants can ever harm a grub, that is a small baby ant. Okay, so why is an ant's life peaceful? An ant's life is peaceful because each does their share of work in a responsible manner, something which humans can learn a lot from. They lead a systematic, disciplined and balanced life. Each of the ants have their own duties to play in their own world. Okay, they do not interfere with the working of other ants. They try to stick to their own role, to their own duty. Okay. So, the last paragraph is very important. Please underline it. An ant's life is very peaceful. Each does its share of work intelligently and bravely. So, why is an ant's life peaceful? Because each ant does their share of work responsibly, bravely, intelligently, and never fights with other members of the group. This is very important. That is, we should never fight with others who live in our society. That is something which we can learn from the ant. That in order to lead a peaceful life, we should respect the other, we should lead a systematic life, we should balance out the different roles, and we should not interfere in another person's activities. Okay. So, till this point we are going to do today. I hope you enjoyed this class because this chapter is very interesting and something very new. Okay. We are not going to proceed any further today, students. So, please write your roll number, write your name in the chat box.